Those two items together make up about 582 million of the 1.3 billion that you see on the slide. The other big item is indigent care at VCU and UVA. As you know, we pay for that through the Medicaid program in a number of ways. And we estimate that the savings we assigned to that is 637 million. And that's about, over this time period, that's about half of what we project we would pay for indigent care through the Medicaid program. The last items are coverage of current populations under the expansion and further elimination of public coverage programs. This is, again, substitution of new coverage for existing coverages, some of which are with state funds. And this comes to about 104 million of the 1.3 billion in savings.
Chairman.
Thank
you, Mr. Chairman. Scott, back to your slide 4 really quick, which is your summary slide. I mean, you go on to give us a lot of detail on the 806, the 775, which nets to 31, but you don't get any detail on the 720 number. And then down below that, the $1.5 billion and the 980, you give us a lot of detail, which nets 566, but no detail on the 16 billion 938. Why is that?
I'm not keeping up.
You give us, you go on after, from slide 4 through slide 9, you give us a ton of detail on what makes up the 806 number, the 775. That nets 31 million. But you give us no detail on the next number, which is the 720. And then below that, you give us a lot of detail on the $1.546 and the 980, which nets 566.
Right.
But you give us no detail on the 16, almost $17 billion number. Why is that?
We focused mainly on state funds. Those are, the pink lines here are federal funds. Those are the federal funds that would come to the state. In some cases, it's savings. There's at least one place up there that's a savings. But other than the 53 million in the top pink line, everything else is just additional federal expenditures that would occur, that either will occur with or without a decision to expand, or that would occur if there is a decision to expand.
Mr. Chairman. I mean, that's the biggest number up there, that 16 billion, almost $17 billion number. I think it would be nice, at least, you ought to be able to give us a summary similar to what you've done here, where that money's going, how that money's going to be spent. For both the $720 million number, and then more importantly, the $17 billion, 16 billion 938 million.
We can provide that. We have lots of tables. They don't fit well on slides, but we can do that. Most of it is simply Medicaid, the federal government paying for 100% and then 90% of a lot more people having coverage.
I just think just some detail on those numbers would be helpful, because it is the biggest number up there, and we have no detail behind it.
Yes.
All right, well, we probably need to follow up on that, but there's certain assumptions made about that.
Okay. All right, we're done with the numbers now. Now we're into key assumptions. There's still some numbers, but these are laying out the assumptions behind the estimate. The place we started is estimating how many people we think will be covered by Medicaid in the future, and in the future with an expansion. The pie chart you see is insurance coverage in Virginia of persons under age 65 in 2009, 2010. And the starting point for us is the small light gray wedge that says uninsured. The uninsured are about 15% of the state's population. Uninsured adults are 875,000 people. Uninsured children, about 155,000 people. Breaking down that portion of the population a little bit, 395,000 people in the yellow shaded box. That is the portion of adults that we believe would be income eligible for Medicaid if there were an expansion. The 104,000 children at the bottom are already eligible, but they're not enrolled, so we kind of keep track of that separately. The adults, the 395,000, some of them, if in the absence of the Medicaid expansion, some of them will be eligible, about half of them we believe would be eligible for an exchange. The other half, about 195,000, have income below 100% of poverty and would not be eligible for the exchange. This slide takes the population from the previous slide, and it shows in a step-by-step way how we got to the numbers that we used to come up with the dollar estimates. Starts with 104,000 children, 395,000 adults. We then subtract, and those are people who are income eligible for Medicaid. It then subtracts ones that because of citizenship issues, we believe would not be eligible for Medicaid. We then apply a percent to that. This is the take-up rate. We assume that of adults, about 68.7% of those who are eligible would enroll. We assume that about 78% of the children would enroll. And I say we assume, this is based on experience elsewhere, and although there hasn't been a tremendous amount of experience to base this on, there are a lot of experts at the national level who have at least reviewed these numbers and feel that it's reasonably good.
No, you can.